Supreme blessings, supreme blessings, supreme blessings. We are live. And today I want to talk to you about a mindset shift that I had last year. And oh my gosh, it's one of those eye-opening experiences. Like once you get it, you be like, this is a game changer. This changed the game for me, right? So yesterday to the date, today is January the 13th, 2022. Last year on January 12th, I believe it was a Friday, I moved into this apartment, right? And as I was searching for apartment communities, right? So I want to give you a little background. I moved from Atlanta to North Carolina, where I am now. And the first apartment that I secured, I'm actually not sitting in. The first apartment I secured was actually, I closed the contract, or I signed the contract online. That's a salesperson for you, right? Close a deal. But I signed the contract while I was in Atlanta. So I found the apartment online, went through a virtual walkthrough, signed the lease, and I had signed the lease like 2 months before my arrival. So of course, anyone that has moved, especially if you've moved from one state to another state, there's all that stuff that you have to do in the middle, right? Packing your stuff before you even get to packing, choosing what am I taking, what am I leaving, all that good stuff. So I went through that entire process. I boarded a flight. I boarded a flight in Atlanta to get me to North Carolina, and it was a late flight because I was working a full-time job and I had to consider my work day, right? So by the time I got here to North Carolina and Raleigh, it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get go through baggage. So by the time I actually get inside of my apartment, it's almost midnight. If it wasn't midnight, right? It was a year ago. Forgive me. So I get inside the apartment, and the apartment does not equate to the virtual tour. Aesthetically, right? It doesn't equate. There's tons of things that's wrong with the apartment. I will save you from going through all of the stuff that was wrong with this apartment, but that apartment was just not up to my standard, right? It was so out of alignment that I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't sleep. I had to call a girlfriend in California to help me, like to talk me off the ledge, because I was fuming mad, right? So fast forward to that morning, right? I write a letter to the leasing agent, like, listen, this apartment does not reflect the apartment that you showed me in that video, right? I want out of the deal. You have signed a deal with your customers, right? They signed the contract. They like, nope, I want out of the deal, right? That's where I was. I wanted out of the deal. And because I chose a community where I could just move into another community with, relatively no hassle, I went to go look at other communities that the company owned. And this was one of the first communities that I came to look at. And one of the deterrents of me choosing this particular unit was that it's great. Like, you see gray painting, right? I love when I go inside of an apartment, or if I'm leasing an office and it's all white, or an soft tan or beige, because in my mind, I've been in I was in a beauty industry for over 10 years. And I love when I can just walk in a blank space, because I can immediately see color everywhere, right? So I came into this apartment and I saw gray everywhere, and I was like, no, this is not going to work for me. I was like, this is not going to work for me, right? And the leasing agent was like, if we set aside the gray color, right, the color of the walls, how do you feel about this unit? And I was like, well, you know what? It's a really great unit. It's a great unit. I love the grounds. The community, it seems to be awesome. As we were driving up to the apartment, the maintenance crew was waving at us. And I was like, oh my gosh, right? Friendly maintenance. Everyone seemed to be just in high spirits. And before I got here, as I was writing down, because my girlfriend was like, write down exactly what you want to experience, right? Because of course, I'm a coach, so I surround myself with coaches. She's a coach. She said, what do you want to experience? What's going to make the difference, right? And for me, I wrote down what's going to make the difference is the leasing agent that goes above and beyond for me, right? I want out of this apartment I'm in, and I need to get myself in the correct space. I work a full-time job. I don't have time for this foolishness, right? And this leasing agent, from the moment I emailed her, she started going above and beyond for me, right? So she said, let's act like the gray isn't there. So I said, okay, great. So I pretended with her and I started visualizing myself in this space. Why am I sharing this with you? So I went back to the apartment that just was out of alignment, that did not work, that I could not foresee or vision myself in for the next year or foreseeable future, right? And then I started thinking about how big of a deal breaker is that gray paint, right? And this is what I was reminded of from my color theory days, right? When you work in the beauty industry, I was a beautician and a freelance makeup artist. One of the first things you learn in beauty is color theory. Color theory. Color theory is the study of color and how color works together, right? So today you probably can't see it because I have on my beautiful glasses here, but today I have on my eyeshadow is purple, right? My eyeshadow is purple and it has like some purple and red hues. So naturally, to create cohesion on my face, my lips match how my eyes are decorated, right? So I started thinking about color theory. And when we look at the color wheel, because gray is on the color wheel, it's closer to the color black. Gray is one of those colors that go, like black, goes with everything. And, ooh, I love this powerful and it's the transition to every other color. It's the transition to every other color. So whether you're watching this video as an inspiring textile professional, so someone who's trying to get in the industry, right? Maybe you've gone through your training, or perhaps you didn't go through any formal training, but you've been in sales and you've been a sales professional for maybe 5 to 10 years and the job you are at sucks. It just sucks. And you're not happy with your pay and it doesn't provide the lifestyle, right? It doesn't provide the lifestyle that all of the hours that you're putting into that you could command in the textile industry. Or perhaps you're already in the industry. Perhaps you're already an SDR, a BDR, an account executive, and you have your offer and you're working your gig and you're inside of that gray space. Maybe it's been 30 days since you signed your offer, or 6 months, and it's the top of the year and you're trying to figure out, I'm here, but I want to go here. What do I need to do to close the gate? You're in that gray space. Got some good news for you. If you are in the gray space, I have some excellent, superb, phenomenal news for you. You're in the perfect place. You're in the perfect place. The gray space is where you have availability to every color on your color wheel. Lord have mercy. Every color to your color wheel. Now, why is this so important? This is so important because no matter what role you're manning, you have a human story. You have a human story. Today, I was on a breakthrough session with someone that I recently met. He is so phenomenal. His name is Nick Kamato. Highly successful startup owner. He's generated over $2 billion in tech, just to give you an idea of the value of this session. And he started talking about like the superhero syndrome, or the superhero methodology. And if you've been in coaching or you've read any personal development articles, you probably have landed on the description of what the superhero method or paradigm is all about. And if you look at superheroes like Batman, for instance, or Superman, or any superhero, the Iron Man, right? They all came from humble beginnings, or they came from their origin story. That's how I want to say it, their origin story, right? There was some suffering inside of that origin story, and they were able to take that origin story, right? The story that seemed real small, and transform that story, take their pain and use their pain in order to serve on a level higher than their pain, right? That gray space, that space nobody really wants to be. Who wants to be in the gray space? I know I don't, right? In that space where you don't know where you're going, or maybe you know where you're going, but you're not sure on how to get there. Well, listen, it's the perfect space. So if you are feeling like it's January 13, 2022, you haven't made your resolution just yet, and you're struggling to come up with the plan or the strategy that's going to get you where you want to be, listen, pat yourself on the back for even thinking about it, for even deciding to dedicate time to be at a higher level than you are now, for even taking the initiative to splash some color on your color wheel, and then let yourself know it's okay to be in the gray space. Love the gray space. Love the gray space. And I want to leave you with this. And this is something that we talked about inside of the breakthrough session that I had today. You know, the right people coupled with the right message at the right time equals right now opportunity. I'm going to say that again. The right message, right? The things that you are telling yourself, or how you are sharing who you are with the world, with the right people, because the right people is so important. The right people open doors for you. Yes, the right people will open doors for you. Coupled with the right time, man, it's all about timing. Right now, nature is in the clearing and releasing phase, right? So it's raining, it's snowing, it's freezing up old ideologies, it's freezing up all that did not work about 2021, so that it can spring us in. It can spring us in our new futures, our new lives. So look at your life right now. What do you need to clear out as you're in this gray space? What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to release? What outdated system or version of yourself do you need to put to bed, that you need to dig up a plot and dig it up? Get you a shovel, dig up a plot, throw it in there and throw the dirt on it and leave it behind. So that as you're in your gray space, as you are clearing and releasing all of what did not work for you in 2021, as you're springing into your new year and splashing color on your color wheel, those right opportunities, the opportunities that are aligned with your visions and the commitments that you have committed to make, avail themselves for you. This is Clovette coming to you from the SAS Thinkery. Yes, the SAS Thinkery, a powerful place for powerful sales professionals. I love you, and I will see you soon.